It is so hard to know how to be happy for everyone else. It's so hard to show up for everyone else when no one's showing up for you, because there's nothing happening in your life. It's like there's nothing going on. Are there times where you feel like God has forgotten you, or that he just doesn't care anymore? It's like you're remembering everybody else but me, God. Like, it seems like everybody else around me is getting blessed, but I'm not. And people always say this thing as, God's in your neighborhood, when God's blessing everyone's around you, you're next, we get things like that. But a lot of times, to be honest, you might be the only one stuck while everyone around you is getting blessed. And in that situation, it's so hard to know what to do. It is so hard to know how to be happy for everyone else. It's so hard to show up for everyone else when no one's showing up for you, because there's nothing happening in your life. It's like there's nothing going on, right? So what do you do when everyone else around you seems to be getting blessed, but you're not getting blessed? So a situation that I've been in was actually when I was in school and everybody was just getting graduated. My friends were getting married after high school, and it just felt like I was in a season where things were happening everywhere else but for me. Like, there was nothing I could show for myself at the time. I felt really alone. I felt forsaken. There are nights where I would cry, I would yell, I would wail. Just like the Bible said, Hannah, in the Bible, cried. I would cry, I would wail, and it just felt like God wasn't hearing me. And I'm like, and I would talk to my friends. I would talk to, my dad. I would talk to my family, and everyone's like, pray, pray, don't worry, you're next. You're next. Have you heard that thing, you're next, all the time? Oh, it will happen. Don't worry, soon, soon, soon. But your soon never seems to come. The next person, it's like God takes a step, passes you, and goes to the next person and blesses them. So I kind of really want to talk about this, because I think about the story of the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman at the well, when she met Jesus. And a lot of times, we're just so busy carrying on about our lives, because we just feel like God doesn't know about us, and we're like, okay, whatever. But one thing that really stuck with me when I was reading about the story of the Samaritan woman at the well was that, she met with Jesus, and it said that she met Jesus at the well. So which meant that Jesus was waiting for her at the well. And so when she came, he kept asking, do you want, to drink from the living water? And she did not understand, because she's just been through, you can tell that she's been through too much to even believe that there's a special water somewhere. Have you been so deep in your pain that for you to even see a little light of hope is so hard? She was just in that situation where she felt like, okay, what water is that? What are you talking about? Okay. But then what really stuck with me was that Jesus knew about her. He knew her story. He knew she's been married a lot of times. He knew that the man she's with in his house right now wasn't her husband. He knew her life. And one thing I want to encourage you in this video is that God sees you. God knows you. He sees your situation. And he hasn't forsaken you. He has not forgotten you. He sees you. And that is one thing that has stuck with me from that story, that God is always in control. We feel like he's not in control because we're seeing everything else happen for everybody else. But there's something called a catapult lesson, right? And for some of us that get to wait behind the lines, I feel like that's one thing that God does for people like us. Because now a lot of people see my blessings, a lot of people see the things that are now happening in my life, but they never saw the tears. They never saw the times I had to wait, the times I had to watch everybody else get blessed before I did. They never saw that. But now everyone's like, oh, things are happening for you. It's like back-to-back blessings. And it takes me back to the catapult. Let's talk about when David went to fight Goliath and he used the slingshot. And to throw a slingshot, you have to pull it back to take it forward, right? And God gave me this vision about a catapult blessing. And he keeps it for the people that have been through the worst kinds of pain. And that might be you. And I really want to encourage you in this video to know that your catapult blessing is coming. Okay, I'll give you an example. Have you ever seen someone that has been waiting? Like, this person have had the worst dating experiences, and that might be you. Like, dated the worst. It's like you keep meeting the worst man, and then all of a sudden she gets married, and it's like back-to-back babies. This year, next year, every year, babies, 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 and everyone's screaming like, oh, y'all are having too much kids. Why are you having too much kids? Like, you forgot the time she waited for this family. You forgot the time she wanted these babies. You forgot the time she prayed for a good man. And now you're watching her womb and telling her, oh, you're having too much kids. Ooh, hold on. You know, things like that. To be honest, I want you to know that if there's any situation you're going through right now, school, whatever the thing, whatever your waiting season is, God sees you. And he has a catapult blessing coming for you. For you to be able to go faster. Let's think of, okay, you want to throw a stone, right? There's a competition. Everyone's throwing stones, right? And it's like, oh, the further you go, that's the winner. And someone just comes and takes the stone and goes, pooh, and it goes farther. And it goes really far. But then there's someone that just takes a catapult, pulls it back. It takes a longer time to do that, right? Pulls it back and then shoots it, and it goes further than every other person's, right? So I want you to look at your life, and in this 2024, I want you to be so focused on your life and see that no matter what's going on around you, no matter what has happened in the past years, your catapult blessings coming this year. Okay, it's your time, and it's about to be back-to-back blessings for you. Your life is about to change so much that even people around you begin to wonder, is it the same God we're serving? Is this really happening? They'll begin to see the God in your life this year. And I hope this video really motivates you to know that God hasn't forsaken you. God has not forgotten you. He is still in love with you. He is still right in your life. He sees you just like that woman in the well. He knows all the trouble you're going through, but there's a catapult blessing waiting for you. God, like looking at my life right now, you know, my husband, me being a nurse, having our 2 beautiful kids, our home, I'm like, I would take those years of waiting again. I would take it again. I would do it all over again if it gets me to where I am right now. So wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. Alright guys, I'll see you in my next video. I hope you really like these kind of videos. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. When you like my videos, that's how YouTube knows the kind of videos you like. Make sure you actually comment. Let's talk about these things. And I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.